want to watch more awesome videos? We know you do. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, turn on that notification bell so that you're notified every time we post new videos here at Underground Interviews.
Hey, what is up there, disc golfers? Pat here, and you know what? That was an exciting round at Waco. I'm sure you guys were checking out the live coverage. I was checking out the live coverage. I was like so stoked, especially seeing some of the awesome shots. Hole 18, 490 something feet, put it like right under the pin. But you know what? I'm gonna hand this over to Wes. Him and Austin are gonna talk to you guys about it. I'm sure they're gonna be more excited than I am. I don't know if that's possible, but good luck.
Yeah, I think we're all super excited watching the live coverage and getting to see a little bit of Paul's round on some of the backups. I heard Jomez was covering Paul's cards, so we will get some Jomez post-production of Paul's round, which is super exciting. There's nobody better than Jomez, so I can't wait to see that. But we're going to talk about today's round, and we're just going to start with the FPO side, as always, and talk about what our ladies got going on, and then we'll jump over to the MPO side. Looks like we got a couple people in chat, so we want to give some shout-outs to Derek. Is it Ramo? Haley King, I see, is in there. Andrew, Adam, what's up? Alex, looks like he's up in here as well. And, of course, our favorite fan and somebody we're both a fan of is Ben Calloway. He's in the chat as well.
And if Wes just said your name, do me a favor, guys. Go share this video, and let's get some more people in here hanging out.
Yeah, give the video a thumbs up, share the video. It's always more fun when we get some more people in here. Yeah, let's see. Anthony said he's not able to hear Pat. We got Robert Titler in here as well. Let's jump into some of the FPO action. And we're going to start out with the gal that was on the live coverage today in Vanessa Van Dyken, VVD. And let's kind of walk through her round a little bit. Super solid round from Vanessa. Stayed clean for most of the round. Had a really good front nine. Picked up 2 birdies on 5 and 6, it looks like, which is, I think, just after you get into the woods. Hole 4, I think you get into the woods out there.
Yeah, 4 would be the first part in the woods of par 4. So 5 and 6. Shorter par 3s, but definitely some good birdies to get.
Yeah, great birdies to get. I mean, every birdie's a good one out there for the FPO field today. It looks like they had maybe more wind than some of the later times, so some tough conditions. But Vanessa played, a good round. She kept herself in 4th place, so she'll be on that lead card tomorrow. There is 10 strokes between her and Paige and Kat, who are tied for first, so a little bit of a big gap there. Just kind of looking at her round, she had 1 bogey on hole 10 and then had a tough 7 on hole 12, which I think is that long winding par 5 that she was telling us yesterday she plays putter, 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 putter on that one, just to play it safe and try and get a birdie, but wasn't quite able to execute. We see a 3-putt there, so she was up there for a long birdie look, but wasn't able to capitalize on that one. And then we see 2 OB throws on 15, which is pretty tough. 15 is a long par 4.
I think is the corral hole, right?
Yeah, it's the road hole. You got road left, fence right. I remember I was watching that, and it looked like the ladies were facing like a really heavy headwind, and I think Paige B kind of turned her shot over on the first throw, and then it looked like it just kind of made the other ladies a little bit nervous, and they threw some stable plastic that came out maybe a little bit left but never flipped. Just kind of held true to the stable line, and so we see a 6 on that one with 2 OB strokes. But, fine round for Vanessa. She keeps herself in that top 4. 1 stroke behind Paige Pierce, who I'm sure is going to be charging tomorrow, which is either going to lead to a good round or maybe a not-so-great round for Paige. So I think Vanessa has placed herself really well in 4th place here, 2 strokes ahead of Sarah Holcomb in 5th. So she's got a really good chance to get a top 4 finish, which at a major is a great finish.
Luckily, it's one of those courses where anything could happen. We got the woods, we got the openness with the wind. So 10 strokes, she could possibly make that up tomorrow. We don't know, but it's possible out there.
Yeah, I think maybe she comes in with a good 3 or 4 down and kind of gets back to under par. And like you said, you never know what can happen. There's a lot of trouble to be had out there, but Vanessa's got a really smooth game. Not the big power game like a Paige Pierce, but very smooth game, good in the woods. So I think we'll see her stick inside that top 4 tomorrow. We want to give a quick shout out yesterday to our other ladies. We got Christina Linthicum, Courtney Cannon, Meredith Geyer, and Allison Burns also out there playing. So we want to give them some recognition as well. We'll pop back over to chat. We got Ben Calloway. VVD is good. Yeah. She's really good.
And I want to let everybody know that my mic should be working now. So all of your concerning messages and chats, I've noticed them. I think we're good to go now. But
good.
I guess I'll know here in a few seconds.
Yeah. If you can hear Pat, be sure and let us know. Haley King, are you picking favorites now? No.
The best way to let me know is by hitting that like button.
Hey. Haley King chiming in. She's so consistent, just had a few bad breaks, but she's really good. Yeah, that sounds like her round. She had a really steady round and then just caught a couple bad breaks.
Ramo has an interesting question that just came up that you guys might want to answer. Who's the last Discraft player to win Waco?
Who's the last Discraft player to win Waco? That's a great question. Do you know that one, Austin?
I didn't even know Waco was a thing until like 2 years ago. So I have no idea.
Maybe Ben would know in chat.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe Ben. Chime in if you know.
I will. I'll reach out to some people and I'll try to grab us an answer on that.
Sure.
You guys are waiting.
Sounds good, Pat. Or you're still a little quiet, so I can hear you at least.
A little quiet? It shouldn't be, but I can talk louder.
You're all right. We'll hop over to the MPO coverage because we've got a lot to talk about.
We had a very big day today for our Discraft team.
Oh my God!
Lots of big rounds coming out. Lots of low numbers, some big moves. So let's get into it.
Yeah, moving day, and that it was. We saw movement from a lot of guys up. We saw movement from a couple guys down. But there was movement from. It looks like every single one of our players moved at least one spot up or down. So a true moving day for Team Discraft. And should we talk about that Macbeth guy? Should we say a few words?
I think we should just not even say anything. Let's just go to the next person.
Yeah. Let's just give Paul. No, we want to talk about Paul. Shooting an incredible 18 down. I feel like this was finally everything coming together for Paul. When he kind of first started out at wintertime, he was struggling with some of the forehands and kind of knowing what his discs were going to do. And then we kind of saw him struggle a little bit with the wind in Vegas. We saw him struggle a little bit with putting at the Memorial, giving himself a ton of birdie looks, but not being able to always capitalize on those. And this was finally everything coming together for Paul, and Paul playing at the level that he is, at the highest level that he's capable of playing at.
I did hear him say that this type of course like suits like his game perfectly. A good mixture of wood shots, good mixture of open shots. But then again, he can play every course almost perfect. So, he came in with a super hot 18 under. Kind of a perfect front nine out of him. I mean, a lot of people were saying, we might see another D-Glow happen again, and sure enough, it happened. He had that one par on hole 11, but he had a good ending shot on 18, putting it to about 10 feet for a tap-in eagle to secure that 18 under.
Yeah, not quite as dramatic as his 18 under at Toboggan, where he had to hit, the 50-footer going uphill to secure the 18 under. But, this one was more on the drive, and Paul did not look nervous at all on that drive on 19. And the result kind of showed the fortitude that Paul has in these big situations to come up with these big shots.
I will say, hole 18, it looks a little easier on film, but trust me, when there's wind blowing on that hole is not fun.
No, I imagine especially for a lefty, that's you're carrying water the whole way. That'd be pretty tough.
But his round came in at 11:01 rated. Pretty good, I guess. Jumped up 5 spots, and like you said, he's been struggling on his putts so far this year, but we see him with 100% inside circle 1, so good showing for him today.
The crazy part to me about this, he had one par like Toboggan, but he actually missed 2 circle 2 putts. So let's say he just magically makes both of those putts and potentially shoots 20 under. Like, that's not human. That's just absolutely insane to think that he could have potentially shot 19 or even 20 down. It's just mind-blowing for anyone.
I think more as the year goes by, I think we're going to see, maybe a 19 or pushing that 20 limit. Hopefully a couple more 18s to be seen. But
yeah, hopefully from Paul. We will jump back over to Pat. Haley King chiming in. What a rookie. He missed a 280-foot hole. Anthony Furness parked 18 with all that pressure. That was incredible. Ben Calloway chiming in. Did Paul throw a force on hole 18? That's what it looked like to me.
I think it was his ESP force. One of the men that he has.
It flew good. It flew really good. He had a big smile after that's happened.
I know he said he put the Kong back in the bag for this tournament, but I don't think he threw it too much today.
No, it's surprising. He's really been loving those forces. I think the Kong is something we'll see get worked in over the season as maybe just a step down from the force for Paul. I definitely think we'll see it in his bag, and I think we'll see him throwing it. But he's had so much work with the force. For a high-pressure, high-tournament setting, I think he had to go with a disc that he knows really well, so it had to be the force.
Absolutely.
Ben Calloway, does anybody care if Macbeth wins Waco now? For me, I really am excited to see the battle of Paul and Rick, and I think Nate Doss said it on the live coverage to, a Phil versus Tiger kind of scenario, except where they both switched major sponsors over the offseason and are right back into form, battling at those top 2 spots. I mean, it doesn't get any better in my mind than what we're going to see tomorrow. And I hope it's a close round and it comes down to the last couple of holes because it's going to be really exciting.
Hopefully, maybe another 18 under.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be something? Man, so we'll jump off of Paul Macbeth and we'll jump over to our pal Paul Ulibarri, who was no slouch today either. We see him jump up 1 spot and shoot 13 down. We'll probably have an overlooked eagle that he picked up on 18 after a smash of a drive. We see Yuli also with 100% inside the circle, and we see him 25% inside circle 2. So again, Yuli shooting 13 down. On his best day, if he scores those 3 circle 2 putts, maybe shoots 16 down, which I think was the prior course record. So just incredible day for Yuli. He took a couple pars early on in the woods on 6 and 7, but really took advantage of the back nine and birdied, eagle on 18, so shot 7 down on the back nine, especially with some of the Texas wind out there. Pretty good.
It's definitely good to see him, having 2 good consistent rounds back to back. We've seen previous tournaments, he's been in a little slump recently, so it's definitely good to see our boy Yuli back on top, and he will join Macbeth on that lead card tomorrow, and he's sitting in solo third. Only 3 strokes out of second?
Yeah, he's only 3 strokes behind Macbeth. He had a good
a good round for him tomorrow, and he could get that first place, hopefully a top 3 finish. His round came in at a 13 under, 1065 rated, pretty good. No slouch from him, and like you said, he eagled 18. Good way to finish. I think it was a ESP nuke. He's really liking those for those long range bombers.
Nice. How important do you think it is it for Paul to have Paul Macbeth to have Paul Ulibarri or another good friend with him on that lead card going into, what is probably going to be a little bit of a pressure round for Paul after shooting an 18 down? I mean, I don't know how you feel.
Let's be honest here. I don't think Macbeth has a lot of pressure. I don't think he really knows what pressure is, honestly. But it's for him to be with Yuli again. I mean, we saw him. Sometimes on the live coverage today, they were both interacting with each other, laughing, talking. So I think they work well together and they calm each other down. They push each other. So I think it's going to be a good final round lead card for both of them.
Yeah, I don't think Macbeth could have anybody better on that card tomorrow as he's kind of chasing down Rick and going for that first big Discraft win than Yuli. So I'm really excited to see those guys at 2 and 3. And kind of like you said, Yuli's had a little bit of a slow start to the season. I know in some of his early interviews he had mentioned the disc switch was going to be a little bit tougher for him than, maybe Macbeth had said. So for him to be back in that top 4 on the lead card on the final day, I think really speaks to Ulibarri getting comfortable with his bag and getting some confidence with it. And I'm excited to see what him and Macbeth can do tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yep. And why doesn't the chat do this? Why don't you type in chat for me what your dream card would be if you were out on tour? Your dream card, who you would like to be carded up with. So
Hey Wes, what's your dream card?
Oh man. That's a tough one. I feel like playing with Macbeth would be too much pressure. So I'm gonna go with I think it'd be fun to throw with you, Austin. I think you'd keep it light, keep it fun. I'm gonna go with Yuli because I've hung out with him a little bit, and that 4th spot, man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with my pal Chandler Fry.
Nice.
I think the Chanimal is a good, fun, and friendly dude. So that'd be a good round. I'd enjoy it. So let's go on next to one of the biggest moves of the day, at least towards the top of the field, and that's Andrew Presnell. And I fully expected him to make this move after his round yesterday. I know he was disappointed shooting only 4 down yesterday, and this is a good course for Andrew. He likes playing in the woods. He likes to showcase his skills and his accuracy, and so I was really surprised yesterday to only see a 4 down from Andrew, but he came back today with a 14 down.
Nice little 10-stroke improvement there.
Yeah, a huge 10-stroke improvement. Maybe he was just getting some bad breaks yesterday. I'm not sure. He jumps in the chat sometimes. If he's in here, I'd be curious to hear from him. But his stats for the day: 100% putting,
1 and 2.
He had 1 circle 2 putt and he cashed it. So 100% inside circle 1 and 2. That's how you shoot a 14 down and get a 10-stroke improvement. We see him with 0 OB strokes on the day and 100% scramble rate. He had 5 opportunities where he went off the fairway and was able to scramble from those. These are the type of rounds that I think Andrew Presnell is capable of this year. And these are kind of going into the season, these are some of the rounds I expected to see from Andrew. I'm not sure what the rating on this was. It
was a 1072 rated round.
1072. So that's a big round, and Andrew Presnell is fully capable of putting up those 1060, 1070 rounds on a good day. So I was so excited to see him come back today and shoot this. He picked up the eagle on 18, which when the wind is down, is definitely a gettable one for the big arms. But bogey free, 14 under. Maybe the only mistake, hole one. I feel like you kind of want to get hole one to start off your day. He had a par there, but otherwise the pars that he got throughout his rounds, especially on 17. 17's a tough one.
Yeah.
Perfect. I feel like almost perfect round for Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, he's from the Midwest.
Oh, there's Prez. He just hopped in the chat. I was talking to him a little bit there. If you heard me typing, but yeah, he's in chat now.
Nice. Tap in Eagle.
He's kind of used to this Texas wind, being from the Midwest. So, I'm sure he got his putts down. He knew how to read the wind, and a good jump for him. He jumped 24 spots, and he's in the top 20.
Yeah. Good round for Andrew. I hope to see another good round from him tomorrow.
Also, shout out to Trevor in chat. I don't want you to miss that one.
Trevor? Oh,
yes. Man. I know. Exciting times.
Oh, we got so many cool people. We'll jump back over to chat here. Haley King jokingly saying her, excuse me, her dream card would be herself, and Benny. Excuse me, got fighting a little bit of this cold. Andrew Trayer, Barham, AT, and Sexton. Anthony Furness with Yulia Macbeth and Simon. That'd be a bomber round. Trevor, I see you in there. Fresnel, tap in Eagle on 18. Hit a tree on hole one. That makes sense. Probably the big hyzer over the top. Caught a tree.
That hole one is actually, it's not as easy as it looks when it's really windy. It's actually a really hard hole when it's windy.
Even for a lefty?
Yeah, I mean, you have OB on the left, sidewalk, you have OB on the right, and the green slopes down from left to right. So I normally throw a sidearm, but the wind's always pushing right to left, so it either drops down OB or it goes left OB, or sometimes I might get a birdie, but I'm not mad if I don't birdie. I'm happy with the 3.
Yeah, kind of a bonus birdie for you then?
Yeah. It's only like 300 feet, but still.
Yeah, definitely. Well, good. We'll move on from Fresnel, and we'll move down.
Maybe not. I'm talking to Prez to see if he wants to come on audio chat real quick and tell you guys a little bit about his round. We'll see if he's
sure.
He's typing back to me right now. We'll see if he's in a spot. Nope, he says he's about to eat, which I'm gonna do too in a little bit. So, no shame there. We'll get him on. We'll get him on next time.
Yeah,
Prez is
sounds
awesome.
good. Prez is awesome. A big fan. We'll move down to Adam Hamez, who we talked about yesterday. Drove down there last minute. I don't know if he got a practice round in. Still shot a good 6 down first round, but he comes back today and shoots a nice 10 down. Looks like he had 1 bogey on hole 10, and kind of as I'm looking down the UDIS scores, that one either seems to be kind of a 4 or a 5 for most people. So he probably would have liked to take a 4 on that one and go bogey free. But shoots a really nice 10 down, 91% inside the circle. Looks like he just missed 1 putt inside the circle on hole 9, but did get the eagle on 18.
Nice.
I believe he eagled 18 yesterday too, from what I remember of his round. So he's a big power thrower.
I would imagine he's throwing a force. I would imagine most of our guys are throwing a force on 18 besides Yuli.
Yeah. I think especially with the wind, the force is a good, reliable option.
Right.
So,
what would you throw there, Wes? Crank SS? That's what I'd be throwing. I could get that guy to flat and get across there, right?
I'd be playing to the layup zone, Pat. I'd be playing layup zone and then going across and hoping that I get a par on that hole.
Yeah, Adam jumped up 9 spots today, so he's tied 19th, I believe, with a fellow Discraft member. His round came in at 10 down at 10:43, so pretty good round for Adam.
Yeah, Adam's had a great start to the season. He's really been a big surprise for me. Not as much as a surprise anymore after winning the Wintertime Open and having some really good rounds out at Memorial. He's obviously having some good rounds here as well in Waco. So I'm kind of expecting big things now from Adam as the season goes on.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think his transition. I've been talking to him a little bit, and he said his transition was just so easy. He's loving all the discs. He's loving the switch. So hopefully a couple tournaments down the road, we'll see him put together good 3 or 4 rounds, and maybe get a nice win or a good top 5 finish.
I'm glad
Nice.
you brought that up, Austin. I've actually heard from quite a few fans over the past couple months about them transitioning to Discraft from another company and about how easy it's been finding replacements for other stuff and just being able to hop on Discraft all day and saying, hey, what's this fly like? And everybody in the community is super helpful. So if you've been thinking about switching, it's pretty nice to know that you can do it pretty easily.
I think the good thing about Discraft in general is that, we don't have, a million discs to pick through. We have a limited amount of drivers, a very good lineup of mid-ranges, possibly, the best ever.
Yeah.
And our putters are just as great. So it's easy, pick through, what all the pros are throwing, like forces. Everyone has a force in their bag. Most people, have a force or a punisher or a nuke. So there's your drivers. You go to fairways. We have like 5 or 6 different fairways you can pick from. So our lineup is small, but it's also easy to learn. So it's easy to pick from like Destroyer, Force, Thunderbird, Vulture. So it's not the hardest transition, but it just depends on the person too. How you're feeling about everything.
And do you think plastic, I feel like our plastic is really easy to say, hey, you know what, kind of the ESP is going to fly a little less stable than what the Z is going to be. So if you thought this was too stable, throw the same mold, but throw it in a different plastic. And that's what's awesome is you're not throwing a different disc, you're throwing a different plastic to get something slightly different.
Right, yeah, and all of our runs are pretty consistent too. One run could come out the same, or one run will come out, stable. The next run will come out just as stable. So it's not like we have a lot of inconsistencies, which is also really nice.
Yeah, I think one thing Discraft, just to chime in on that too, does a good job is that if there are some overlaps or molds that are too close to each other, from the older discs, they just put them out of production and let the new disc kind of take that spot. And so their lineup is very direct, it's very calculated, and there's not a ton of overlap in between their discs, which makes it easy to fill your bag. If a Mantis isn't quite stable enough, throw an Undertaker. Or just like you said, you could switch plastics if you're looking for something that's just a little bit different. So definitely one of the benefits to Discraft plastic. We'll jump over to chat. Ben Calloway, Dream Card, Haley King, Macbeth, and Bearheart. I like that one. Trevor throws crank on a hyzer on hole 18. Andrew West for president. LOL. We got Lucy in chat. Team layup. I'm right there with you. No chance I'm going over that water. And Nick Fukinari, maybe I pronounced that last name wrong. Anybody bagging a soul for this tourney? I don't know if any of the pros are bagging a soul.
I doubt it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit understable for them.
Maybe a little too windy for it.
Yeah,
maybe once we get towards that East Coast swim, you might see a couple people bring out the soul, but who knows?
Yeah. Nice. We'll hop down to Tim Barham.
I know you're excited about this because you were so disappointed yesterday about Tim's performance.
He comes back 2 strokes better today. Tim shoots a 9 down. He gets the birdie on 18. It didn't look like he was running for the eagle, just a tap in. So I imagine he laid up, parked it, tapped in on 18 for the birdie. Hole 17 I saw has been a really challenging hole over this tournament. Hole 17 is the 610 feet with the kind of L-shaped hole. You got to get to the corner. You got to stay out of the water or the marked OB. And to take a 3 on that hole has been a huge bonus birdie, it looks like, for a lot of the pros. We see Tim with a 2-putt bogey on 17, which is kind of unfortunate. But 9-10 down is where I expected Tim to be for this. He shot 7 down yesterday. He shoots 9 down today with 3 bogeys. We cut those 3 bogeys out. Tim shoots 12 down, which would have been a big, probably right around 10-50 round. And these are the rounds that I expect Tim to throw on these courses that suit him. Some of the big open courses like the Memorial maybe don't suit Tim's game, not having elite power, but these wooded, more control courses are where I really expect him to shine and shoot some 10-50 rated rounds.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the par fours out here, they're not terribly hard. They're only like 550 to 600 feet, so you can to them. I would put them in that group. But yeah, I think this course sets up well for Tim. I wouldn't expect anything less than a 12 by him tomorrow. So he did move up one spot today, squeaking into top 20 right now, tied with Adam in for 19th and a 10:36 rated round.
Good round for Tim. Room for improvement. I'm kind of hoping he moves up a little bit tomorrow.
I'm calling it now. He's gonna shoot a 12 tomorrow.
12 would be a great round. I think that's. I don't want to say it's a near perfect round. I'll take some more. Thank you. I don't think 12 would be a perfect round. Top end for Tim. I think it's there. So let's jump down to. We'll go through one. We'll do one more here. We'll do two more, as I'm kind of fighting off this cough. And then we'll just kind of run through the scores for everybody else. Let's talk about Reed. I forgot about Reed a little bit yesterday. Excuse me, didn't have him starred on my little list, but we see an 8 down from Reed. He shot 7 down yesterday, shoots 8 down today, moves down one spot, even though he shot a stroke better. Kind of surprising. I think the course was maybe a little bit more attackable today than it was yesterday. It seemed like. I mean, obviously, we got an 18 down today.
Yeah, right.
But Reed had a good round. He had one OB stroke that did not lead to a bogey on hole 14. He just had one bogey on hole 4, which is the par 4, kind of through the woods with a little bit smaller green up top. Kind of a bummer. That seems like a decent lefty hole, but 100% inside the circle. Cashed one of his 4 circle 2 putts. Looks like he had an eagle putt on 18 somehow.
I mean, it's not that hard for us, but the nervous factor comes in a little more, especially because we have to go over the water the entire time on the left side. So getting it to spike in on the green and not skip over the wall or go on the water is really the only thing we think about, plus the wind. So it doesn't surprise me that he had a putt. He's got a lot of power.
He's got a lot of power. It was from circle 2. Maybe he played it a little bit safe. Found himself inside circle 2 for the eagle putt, but still gets the birdie on 18, which is a great way to end your round. You pick up one stroke on that hole, especially as a lefty. Good birdie for Reed. I think he shoots 7 down. He shoots 8 down. I think maybe he finds one more birdie tomorrow, and I think he probably sticks around this sort of top 20 spot from where he is right now, and I think that'd be a good tournament for Reed.
Yeah, he's sitting in 21st right now, I believe. So hopefully a round of 8 or better tomorrow, and maybe he can squeak into that top 20, like you said.
Yeah,
I think he was just shy of a 10:30 rated round today, so not bad, but hopefully a 10:40, 10:50 tomorrow.
Yeah, Reed's got all the potential to throw those rounds. We saw him have a big season last year, especially I think it was at the at Ledgestone. He had, I think, his best tournament or best finish there.
Oh yeah.
So Reed's a fun guy to watch. He's super nice. He's super very casual. Just really nice dude. Especially if you see him around the course, be sure and stop and say hi to him. Really cool dude.
All right, we're gonna segue back to chat a little bit. We had some fun talking conversations here where Trevor is putting with the Zach. It's a new disc. Sounds pretty cool. It's called the Zach. No,
Nice.
he was meaning to say that he was putting with the CT Focuses, which is what Zach Power had asked about in chat.
Is he wearing deodorant today?
Good question. He's gonna answer that in chat and probably punch you next time.
It very quickly. He'll get it back.
He'll know what you're saying. I'm sure it's something inside there. But Zach also commented about watching my In the Bag and relating to the Jawbreaker Focuses compared to my Steadies. Yeah, dude, it's like, seriously, it's like an extra 4 feet of straight glide before it finishes, just like my Steadies finish. So there's no reason not to putt with them. A little different in headwinds, but otherwise just a learning curve. But I'm digging them. Making some huge putts. Had a huge round the other day. I was super excited with them.
Nice. Yeah, we see Leslie Rosenberry excited to get my hands on a Raptor. Raptors are nice. If there's any headwind, just throw your Raptor and forget about it.
Hey, those come out next Friday for all you
Yes.
guys who are excited about it.
Ooh, we actually have a question for Austin from somebody in chat. Trevor
Okay.
Harbolt. He wants to know if did you play golf today, Austin? Were you golfing today, buddy? Any golf for you?
No, but I did go to the gym, lift some weights. You know, I played volleyball twice.
How many birdies? How many birdies did you get today?
Well, I didn't have any bogeys, that's for sure. But that's all.
All right. Well, did we talk about Max Nichols? I don't think we talked about Max.
Let's talk about Max. I like Max a lot. He's another lefty.
Yep, another lefty. Let's talk about Max, then we'll roll through the rest of the scores. We see Max come in with a 6 down today. He had 8 yesterday, so 2 strokes worse today than yesterday. Did get the eagle on hole 9. Great eagle, but like Reed, also took a bogey on hole 4. Both lefties, so maybe hole 4 is a little bit of a tricky lefty hole.
Hole 4 is a very tricky hole just because the fairway is like a 15-foot fairway that you have to slowly turn to the left and then bend back to the right.
Yeah.
I've always gone buzz sidearm on it just to get a nice straight to slight skip to the left. I'm sure these guys are throwing a mid-range or even maybe a understable fairway driver to get around the corner, but the rough is rough on that hole, so it's hard to land in the perfect position being a lefty. So it's definitely a tweener hole for us.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. We see both of those guys getting bogeys, picking up the eagle on 9, and then going 4 down on the back 9, getting 17 and 18. Not a lot of birdies on 17. That is a really good birdie, and it looks like he had a drop in, no less, from inside the circle. It looks like Max had a bit of a tough putting day.
Yeah, 44% inside circle 1. Maybe the wind got to him. Maybe he was just not feeling it today. But hopefully he brings it back tomorrow. Yeah,
it looks like, threw the disc extremely well today, but it looks like the putter let him down. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-putts inside circle 1. Some of those greens are tight. Some of them have trees. Maybe he was forced to do a little bit more of a straddle or had some obstructed putter or something. It's tough to say, but
a lot of them are on hills too, so you'd hit the basket, roll away, make it a harder putt. The greens are beautiful. It's just you gotta make the putts out there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a
putts anywhere, but
make that putt. Hey.
He's still in the top 25, sitting in that 24th spot. So hopefully, a good round for him tomorrow, and he can squeak in a nice, top 20, top 15 even. Hopefully he does good tomorrow.
Yeah, I think he comes back, shoots 8 or 9 down tomorrow would be a good round for Max, and he gets himself inside that top 20. Which, again, I think this is his first NT of the year. I don't think we saw him at the Memorial. No, he wasn't at the Memorial. I remember talking to him.
No, he was in Vegas though.
It was in Vegas. Okay. Yep, I think Max, definitely throws a good round tomorrow. Cleans up some of those putts, gets inside the top 20, and that'd be a good finish for Max. We'll just kind of run through the rest of our scores on here today. We had a couple guys that moved down a couple spots. Philip Bartholomew, who's a new name this year. Did you get a chance to meet him?
Yeah, he actually lives right around the Greensboro, Raleigh area in North Carolina, so he's only about 2 hours away from me.
Nice.
I just met him this year actually, but me and him are pretty good friends, and yeah, he's a pretty solid golfer. He can throw it a mile. He's a good putter too when he's on. But yeah, so hopefully he can bring it back tomorrow on this course and pull out a good number.
Yeah, he shot 4 down both days. It looks like he shot really well on the front 9, but then the back 9 kind of got him.
He had really good circle 1 putting, still 90%.
Still 90%.
It was really solid.
Missed. Looks like he missed just 1 putt inside the circle all day and had all sorts of circle 2 looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 circle 2 looks. So he was throwing the disc well, just wasn't quite able to get inside circle 1. And really capitalize on his strength. I mean, he obviously is a great putter.
You could see a big round out of him if he could get those circle 2 drives into circle 1 with that putting percentage. He could he could put up a decent number.
Yeah, he definitely could. I'd be curious, of these guys that are sort of at the back of the pack. Let's move over to chat. Who do you guys think has the kind of best chance to make a run? To move up 10, 15, 20 spots even. I'd be curious what people's thoughts are on who's going to make a move on the final day.
Yep, we've got a few more to go through. If you want to breeze through these last ones real quick here, Wes, that way they know all their options to list in chat.
Yeah, Willie Prince went neg 3 both days, had a really up and down round, bogey birdie, only had 3 pars on the whole round, so very up and down, 100% inside the circle though, so just got to clean up some of the missed fairways, it looks like. Kind of a big surprise for me today, Chandler Fry with just 1 down. He's a great player. Looks like he struggled a little bit on the putting green, but neg 1, he moves down 17 spots to 53, tied with Willie Prince. Austin Hannum comes back today with a good neg 4, good correction from yesterday. I really still expect him to put up a bigger round tomorrow. And then Brian, it looks like maybe the foot got the better of him today. He shoots a +2 versus his 6 down yesterday. So I'll be curious to see, excuse me, if he's back tomorrow. And then our pal Trevor Harbaugh, who's in chat, comes back with 6 strokes better than yesterday. Shoots neg 4, or let's see. So he's +2, so 6 strokes better today. Cleaned it up. It looks like that tricky hole 17 got him. Did get the eagle on hole 9 though. And then some tough putting kind of on the back 9. It looks like he was 69% inside circle 1, but did cash 2 of his circle 2 putts. So I think a good correction from Trevor. And then Corey Ellis.
Did he eagle 18? Is that what I was seeing there too? Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He snagged that.
Yeah.
What did he say he threw there? Crank?
Crank? Yeah.
Crank?
That's pretty good.
That's an okay shot. Wes is laying up.
Yep.
I'm laying up. Austin's laying up.
Only
one going
right
for
now.
it's Trevor here.
Welcome. Yeah, and I'm not sure if Trevor and Corey were carded up, but they both shot 4 down. Corey went about it a little bit differently than Trevor, but he did also eagle 18 as well. Both those guys move up 18 spots, and I look for both those guys to come back tomorrow with a nice 5 or 6 down and move up, maybe into that top 50. And then the tough round of the day goes to our pal Tyler Grady with a +6. Shot 2 down yesterday, went +6 today. I know he's been battling a hand injury, and it looks like that really affected him on the putting green today. His circle 1 putting just really let him down today, probably because of the hand injury, but tough round for Tyler Grady. So who do you guys think is going to make the big move kind of from the back of the pack on the final day?
I'm going with my boy A Square, or Austin Squared, Austin Hannum.
Sure. Nice. I see Trevor chiming in. He's shooting 11 down tomorrow. Him and Corey are carded up.
Did you see Derek Lilly's comment? That was great. Derek Lilly says, "Trevor, how are you going to let someone with a limp foot beat you?"
Because Brian still throws standstill forehands as good as anybody throws forehands. That crazy guy.
Brian doesn't have a run up. He just stands there and throws them a yard and a half.
Yeah. We got a couple guys chiming in with Brian. We got Haley King. Derek also chiming in that Brian's going to make a run. Let's see, what else do we got here? Lefty Power from Andrew, a fellow lefty. I think that's about everything.
I think that is it, guys. So if you enjoyed the rundown, obviously hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'm sure you've subscribed. People in chat, thank you guys so much. We always appreciate it. It makes the show go so much easier when we're talking to you guys. And then we set ourselves for 30 minutes and we go 42 minutes. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We're going to be doing round 3. I'm going to be here. Wes, you going to be here?
I'm not sure. Austin will be here if I'm not, though.
I should be here if we do the same time because I get home at 3:30 tomorrow.
All right. Well, I will be here. Austin will be here. Wes maybe will be here. If not, there will be people here. So join us for our rundown. I'll try to get the event posted a little bit sooner so that you guys can go and hit that bell, and it's going to tell you that the event's coming up. So make sure you do that for me too. Yes, make that putt. You guys are sending those in. We're going to definitely get those in some of our post-recorded stuff. It's awesome to have those. We've got a couple interviews that are coming up next week, so we're going to get back to the grind with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, make the putt. Wes, make the putt.
Make that putt. Make it. And then send them in.
Thanks, guys.